Okay, I want to talk about roadblock number 4. Now, this is all about transitioning your project. You're probably very skilled at research and maybe development, and you've had a lot of experience in the technical part of your product, and you've done very well. You've now taken on an investor and you've started to grow the project out, or you want to grow the project out now, but you need a team to do that. Well, I can tell you the team to do that is probably not going to be headed by yourself. If you understand that your skill set is not the skill set of a high growth company, you probably don't have any legal, accounting, finance, marketing, sales, HR experience, then you need to understand if this company is going to grow, it needs to have people in it that will grow it faster than you, and they may actually take more salary than you do. So you're still a bit player, if you like. There's no shame in that, because if you can let go of this, that's when you get a real intrinsic value. You have a value, a percentage of this company now, because you've given some away at the commercial stage where someone's put money into it at a partnership level, and you're ready to go into commercialization, early stage commercialization. If you can't let go and let them or someone else that you agree to run it, you're going to be in trouble, because your project can't grow. Because what's going to happen is, if you're a person who's from R&D, every time you're presented with a problem, you're going to circle the project back into R&D and spend more money trying to fix that problem. Whereas it has been determined already at what we call a trade sale audit or a transition audit, that your project is ready to go, you've signed off on everything that was needed, and you're ready to push. And at that point there, anything that's wrong with it, that company will contract an R&D company, which happens to be you, to go and fix it, but they will continue with the project. And you should not be in charge of that. You should not be able to deviate the project from its commercialization pathway. If you can, if you're in a position to do that, it's probably a bad model. And most investors won't look at that model anyway. Even inexperienced investors will not want you in charge. So understanding that the transition is to be able to provide the project over to another company to scale it, or not to scale it, but to turn it into from a project to a company, and it starts earning money and generating problems and income and problems, and those problems get pushed back into R&D for fixing, but as a separate unit, as a contractor. Now, to get into there, we do what's called a transition audit. We actually need 3 things. We need proof of concept, market validation, and the transition audit. The transition audit is pretty simple. It's a checklist of things you need, which basically says of your project, you've looked at everything and you've been able to hand everything across the table from your R&D team to your commercialization team. And it could be that there are people on both teams that are the same people, and that's fine. But as long as they're not the same person in charge of both teams, because that'll merge it together and it'll end up a horrible mess, a more expensive mess, and a longer time too. So that transition audit might include things like, if it's software, for instance, what's it done in, where's the source code, put it on the table in a EEPROM or any other media. It's got to be, and it could be locked away somewhere, but it's got to be presented. What have you done for packaging? What have you done for distribution agreements? What have you got for resellers? How are you going to handle warranty and other backwards channel information for users, etc.? What have you got for a website? What have you got for this? What have you got for that? Everything's got to be lined up. It's not just about the product now, it's got about everything, because these guys they're going to put money into it, they're going to now kickstart it, and they want to know that you've got everything ready to go before they do that. If you can't give them that, what can they do? So be focused on, before you transition a project, before you accept anyone's money, you have to have that transition audit. You have to know that everything's ready to go, and you have to be able to hand it over knowing that other people are the best people to handle your project for you. If you can do that, you'll make more money than if you try to do it yourself. Okay, now that's stage 4 of the roadblock 4, which is transition. And we'll have more of these as we go. You can access these on Kickstarting Inventions in LinkedIn. It's a subgroup called Kick-Starting Inventions. Get on there and you can have a look at all of our little 3-minute videos. Thank you.